All right, it's a Thursday night, time for a Las Vegas Tri Club member spotlight, but we are going to do a spotlights tonight because we've got the Gamboa family tonight. How is everybody?
Great, great.
Good.
Thanks for
Awesome.
having us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And we're going to go through the introductions, but this is so neat to have the Gamboa family on here because you're such a big part of the club. You're doing all the events, and when you're not doing the events, you're volunteering, and it is just so neat to see everyone develop as a triathlete, and everyone's getting faster and faster and faster. It is really, really exciting to watch all of you race, and it's great to have you on the spotlight tonight. So why don't we quickly do introductions? How do we want to do this? Well, we know Raymond is the father there. Raymond, how are you tonight?
I'm great, John. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this and thanks for getting your kids in. I'll go left to right on my
Sure.
screen. We've got Julia.
Hi.
Hi. And we got Jasmine.
Hi.
Hi. And we've got Jericho. Awesome. Well, that's my part of the introduction. Now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Bob to do the official introduction.
Cool. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. And this is going to be so much fun. I really enjoy the Gamboa family, seeing them whenever they come to the races. And as John said, they're an integral part of the club because not only do they race, they come and they help set up, they work the transition area. All four of them are volunteers and all four of them are good, accomplished triathletes, which is something you don't normally say to a couple of 17-year-olds and a 14-year-old that they're accomplished triathletes, but they really are.
Thank you.
Raymond himself has done a couple of full Ironman, 6 or 7 half Ironman, which is a lot. And he's only been doing this for what, 5-6 years, started in 2018. And that's about when Julia and Jasmine, and those are twins, just so everyone knows, 17 years old. And you started about the same time doing club races, 2019, and the same with Jericho. And Jericho, you must have been what? Jericho's 14, so you must have been what, 9 when you did this?
Yeah.
Your first one? That is so cool. And most people didn't know how to spell triathlon whenever they were, 9 years old. So it's pretty cool. But first question though, your dad, this is for the 3 kids. Your dad is he's an accomplished triathlete. Has anybody beat him yet? Okay.
In the sprint.
Okay. In a sprint. So you've beat him, or have all of them beat him?
All of them beat him.
Well,
Right.
to give some credit to your dad. He's got a full-time job, and he's got another full-time job raising 3 triathletes, and so he doesn't train as much as you guys get to. So that's cool. So you all have beaten your dad already. That bodes really well for your future. And for everybody listening, all 3 Gamboa kids are good runners. Are in the, correct me if I'm wrong, you are on the cross-country track team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Is that how you got started in sports? Was that your first sport? Or you tell me, what was your first sport? What did you do? Jasmine?
I think we pretty much first started running, and then we did a couple 5Ks, and then we did triathlon. So I wouldn't just say it's like full on cross country, but it's we started with running.
Okay, is that same with you, Julia?
Well, I did flag football in middle school, but I didn't really like it. So I kind of saw my dad cycling. I kind of wanted to try it.
Oh, that's fun. So that flag football, that was kind of like the triathlon swim start. So you were ready for that. You're ready for tackling people and climbing all over them.
There you go.
How about you, Jericho?
I think I first liked basketball and then kind of just moved to triathlon after that.
Yeah, you're tall for your age, aren't you?
No.
No. The reason I said that is because I had the picture of you standing next to your dad. You're about the same height. And you're 14.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, almost.
Okay, very good.
Well, I'll jump in, Bob, if that's okay. I love this,
please.
and I love the start in triathlon. I want to hear a little bit more about how the family had this vision of all doing triathlons. You're all doing it, you're racing, you're traveling, and I love
I
to see
know.
it. And everyone's smiling while you're racing too, by the way. It is
Yeah.
so
Right.
great to see you crushing it and having a great time. So maybe Raymond, let's start
Yes.
with you and tell us how you started this family in the triathlon world.
Well, yeah, I guess it just came naturally, because I always race. I started racing, and then I always obviously bring them, and then like me and Dax, kind of want to do the family thing, like racecation type of deal. And I think it started when my second duathlon in St. George,
Mhm.
San Hollow.
Yep.
So I told my wife, let's just get a nice um, place for the kids so they can watch the game. I mean, watch me race, and then afterwards have them enjoy the place.
Mhm.
So we got this nice place, and then they just enjoy it. So I think it's just the travel part and the vacation type of deal. It's just the whole experience of it. And then it just came naturally that Julia wanted to do it. I actually bought a road bike for my wife so I can ride with her, and then she took it. And then I have to find another bike for Jasmine, and then I have to find another bike for Jericho. So it just came naturally. It's just more like we enjoy the race vacation type of deal, and they just I guess they just, I don't know, it just came naturally. So
Well, just to tag along to that,
yes.
whenever you saw your dad race, is that what made you say, "Ooh, I want to do that"? Or what were you feeling when you saw him race? What was the feeling? Were
To
you
be
proud of him?
honest, when I was proud of him, but at first I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't really think anything of it.
It is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Jericho, did you see your dad's racing and say, "I want to do that"?
Oh, well, of course. Well, yeah, of course, my dad's like a big role model to me, right? But I think I definitely tried to join because I saw my sister Julia doing it, so I wanted to be her.
So there was a little bit of a rivalry there.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. John, did you have a follow-up question on that?
Well, yeah, I want to hear Jasmine too. Jasmine, where did you fall in this as well while watching your dad? Was it something you were just drawn to as well?
Well, for me, it was also my sister. For me, it's like whatever she did, I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
of course my dad played like a big part of it, but like I saw my sister and I was like, let's go try it out.
Oh, that's cool.
Julia's a big fan of I mean, what do you call it? She likes Lucy Charles. Lucy Charles Barkley.
Mhm.
Well, I love it, and I love it that you folks travel and race together. And okay, so let me ask this: is it easier to do the race or watch the race?
Who's answering that? Me?
Well, okay. Actually, I should start with you because I know
Okay.
you end up being support crew a lot of times.
Yes,
for the race.
correct. Yeah,
So-
I'm the Sherpa, and
And I
so
see you're all over the course, helping everyone.
yeah. So this is what I look at it. It's just like me racing without the pain. It's like me racing. It's like part of me there, right? But without the pain.
You can live vicariously through your kids when you watch them out on the course.
Correct. Yeah, that's how I look
That's
at
awesome.
it. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Be pretty content on
No,
that.
speaking of Sand Hollow, and it's for everybody listening. These kids are fast. They're
Yeah.
not just doing this.
No.
Okay. On our club race, Julia, correct me if I'm wrong, you finished third behind Franziska Fitz, who won the series. I mean, you finished right behind her, and then Jasmine came right in behind you. So it's like you folks are fast. And then the same with Jericho. Jericho's winning his age group. You know, like, yeah, he's on all three of them have been on the podium before other people have started triathlon. So it's like, it's a pretty amazing thing.
So let's go with, I'm really curious in your, as you've started triathlon, each of the kids, what has been your proudest moment? Because you've really had some great races like Bob has talked about. So when you think back on the races that you've done, which one have you said, oh, this was the one I really enjoyed and was, I'm most proud of this one so far?
Well, for me, it was this year's legacy race. Like during the summer, I was like able to like train like really good for it. Because like when school comes around, like I start like focusing more on school. So I was like able just to like train and like put everything into like my sport. And it was like, and when I was like racing, I could like feel that, you know.
That's
Jasmine, can you explain for what is the legacy race? What's that entail?
Oh, well, the legacy race is in it.
Long Beach. It's a USAT sanction. They do it every year. I think they're gonna stop this year. This year was the last year, but it's just a sprint only. They do Paralympics as well, and it's a USAT sanction. Yes.
Okay.
Did all three of you do the legacy race?
They did. Yeah.
Wow.
I love that you worked hard for something and it really paid off. And that's a great thing to be proud of. How about Jericho?
Oh, it's hard to pick. But I think maybe one time, I'm not sure what year, but Rage Triathlon, like podium overall was my first time podium on the
First
podium.
time podium, and you podiumed overall,
Or
not just age group?
yeah, it was my first time
On the overall.
yeah, on the overall.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's great. Yeah, and we've got some competitive races here, and that's really neat to be able to get that overall podium like that. So certainly
Yes.
something to be
Mhm.
proud of.
Julia? I'm sorry, John.
I don't know, probably legacy too, honestly, because yeah, I was really proud of my time and seeing how I kind of compared to like people my age as well. So.
Yeah, that's got to be a lot of fun where you're racing a lot of other
Yes.
in your high school. This is high school division at that point.
Correct.
That's got to be exciting
Mhm.
to do that. All right, so now let's talk about that. So I want to hear from each of you in terms of what was something that happened during a race where you maybe surprised yourself and you said, "Oh, I didn't know I could do that," or something that you overcame during a race.
Julia, we'll start with you this time.
Honestly, I think I just surprise myself every time I'm like on the bike because it's my favorite one out of all the three of them. And like I like surprise myself to see like how fast I can go like on the downhills and stuff.
Oh, that's great. And now you're on a different bike than you started on.
Yeah.
And what was your first bike?
Okay, so my first bike was the
Rosa.
yeah, the one Jasmine's
That's the
using
one
now.
I bought for my wife originally.
Okay.
But then I took my dad's bike.
Yeah, she took my Madone.
Oh my, that's a nice one.
Not a bad second bike.
Oh, I love
I
it.
ended up with no bike, so I have all my bikes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you have a good excuse now. You go get a
I know,
a new bike. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
a couple of years ago, probably, but not this time. They're too high by now.
Mm.
Price. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's neat that you mentioned the bike because you are seeing some big gains in the bike. And that's really a lot of fun to continue to improve in that area. So that's excellent. Jasmine, how about you?
For like my most surprising moment.
Yeah, exciting moment, or maybe something where you're like, oh wow, I didn't know that I could do that, or something that.
For me is when I beat my sister in the swim. That is like for me is so crazy because she's always been like faster than me. And so when I came out of that like water before her, I was like, that's me. It's like training's paying off.
That probably gave you a supercharged boost on the bike too, didn't it? I beat my sister.
Oh, I love
Cool
that.
that you
Yeah,
have goal that you can bounce off of each other.
yeah, yeah.
And you still support each other though,
Oh, yeah.
from what I saw.
Mhm.
And I like it, all three of you shaking your head at the same time. You want each other to do well.
Mhm.
There you go.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Love it. And Jericho, how about you? Something exciting and that surprised you?
I think like in Legacy Triathlon this year, well, usually I don't really have good swim times, but I actually did pretty good. Yeah. I came out the probably, well, maybe like um, 5 minutes faster than my usual swim times.
No way.
Oh,
That's a jump that most people
Yeah.
don't ever make, that big of a jump.
Yeah. Legacy is ocean swim, and they swim with no wetsuit.
Wow. That's crazy. Where do you swim with a group, with a team or a coach or anything?
As training for training.
Yes.
Oh, training wise, yeah, once in a while. But lately we've been going to my brother-in-law's club pool, and they can walk it or they can just bike to go there.
Oh,
Because
that's
sometimes they
nice.
have to wait for me to take them to the gym. And sometimes with my nature of my job, sometimes after work I have to service a couple of pools. That's my second job,
Mhm.
mhm.
and then it will be too late for them to go. But
Right.
now it's cool because the club pool, community pool is closer, so they can bike it.
Yeah. You brought up a really good point. I mean, the logistics of working a job and then training, helping
Oh, yeah.
three kids train, that's got to be
Yeah.
really tough.
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I love this, and it's neat to see this family dynamic in terms of racing and competing against each other, but at the same time supporting each other. So tell us a little bit about a little bit more about how you're each training for triathlon, and where do you spend most of your time in terms of preparing for a race? In the swim, and the bike, and the run, or how do you distribute that? Jericho, do you want to start this time?
Well, right now we're kind of more focused like on running right now in like cross country, but usually when we're training for a triathlon, I think that's when we really start swimming more, yeah, and doing more like speed things and break.
Now, do
I
you
can
all?
imagine that right now with your schedules as tight as they are, and the fact you're going to school and you have homework and all that, you run on the team, but you squeeze in biking whenever you can. You squeeze in
Correct.
running
Yeah.
whenever you can.
Yeah.
And that makes
That's
your
perfect.
accomplishments even more impressive.
Mm.
The fact that you don't have a regimented regular training schedule, and you're still on the podium every single time. You folks are going to be, I mean, we're gonna be watching you in the at Kona in a few years. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's
Well,
the
That's
goal.
pretty cool.
Now, all the races you've done right now are sprint distance races, right? So what do you see in your future with triathlon? And Bob's already pushing you into Kona. But what do you see each of you going into continuous sprints, or you look at other races, or?
I think I definitely want to do Ironmans when I'm older.
Ah,
Probably the long distance ones. I think I'm more built for distance than sprinting too. So
yeah.
And what makes you say that, Julia?
I'm in it for the the long. Like I think I could keep my mind mentally strong for like
Mhm.
pretty good time, and I like to take. It kind of takes me longer to catch. So having more time,
Longer to what?
having more time will help me be able to catch more people.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I can tell you're a thoughtful person. I can always see it in your eyes and in your face. So you would be, a good strategic racer once you get out on the course? Jasmine, what are your aspirations?
Well, it's a little, I haven't really like thought about it that much, but of course I want to continue with triathlon, and I want to go probably do 70.3s and then and also on full Ironmans too.
Oh. Oh, I love it. The Gamboa Ironman family.
That's going to be so fun seeing y'all at the, like Kona at the same time. Jericho, how about you? You got your eyes on the future there? Triathlon?
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I definitely want to try to go pro.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh.
And well, I know that Julia, you and the two girls are planning, you're going to go to college, and maybe, as John had mentioned earlier, there's a UNLV triathlon club, and that would be fantastic to get into. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I love the big goals. Those are so neat to have, and they're fun to work towards, and it's good to have those types of aspirations. All right, I want to jump back to what you're doing now though with cross country, and I want you to give me a sense of what a cross country meet is like versus a triathlon.
Oh, that's a good.
There you
For
go.
cross country, it's like a lot more scarier for me because there's so many people like my age.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more jitters that I have, and I think a cross country race is a lot less. It's a little more painful than a triathlon race because for me, that like I feel like the bike preps me for like the run, and like it gets me like into that mindset to like start like racing and like running running with like the intent to like race it.
it's, you go all out in the cross country race, right? There's no real pacing on it.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh man, that's in itself got to make it difficult. How long do your races last? Your cross country races?
It's just a 5K.
It's 5K.
3 months.
All right, but Jericho, you were shaking your head no there.
Yeah. I definitely, I think triathlons are harder because cross country, yeah, you do have to run really fast. It's not really pacing, but I mean, you're still racing in a triathlon. You still got to swim and bike, and then do like a 5K after.
That's your warm up.
I love it.
I'm curious. I'm curious now. All three of you, what's it like for you being a runner, but coming off the bike whenever your legs are kind of blown out, kind of shot? Did you notice that, or is it easier for you being a cross country racer? To transition from a bike to a run.
For me, I can like definitely feel like the fatigue coming off it, but because I'm a cross country runner, like I can like quickly shake that off and like start running for me.
That's good.
I think
Jericho, I'm sorry, go ahead, Julia.
I think it's harder for me because I kind of bike faster than Jasmine. And I kind of get excited on the bike. So I definitely feel a lot of like, it takes me a couple minutes to kind of warm up my legs. Whereas like cross country, like the race nerves and like just like all the preparation, I'm kind of ready to run.
Oh, you're after my own heart, going too hard on the bike and then trying to run. That's something I'm guilty on. Yeah. Jericho, you have any thoughts on coming off the bike and running?
I mean, I think maybe takes a few minutes, but then after that, I'm already like maybe like 5 minutes into the run. Then I'm already kind of more just in that kind of cross country feel again.
Cool. There's something the running part of it makes me think about. Your mom, Leah, whenever you have 3 runners in their teens, you guys have got to be, just eating all the time.
Oh man, talk to my wife. Yeah, with groceries.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Gamboa here, because that's got to be. I mean, she's your chief cook and bottle washer, and your chef. So you do appreciate her. Am I right?
Oh, I love
The
it.
milk, the
Good
eggs,
answer.
the bread. Woo, boy.
Oh, that's great. Well, and again, it's so neat to have a household of triathletes. But now I want to shift to advice that each of you can give to other high schoolers looking to get into triathlon. I mean, you really end up being role models because like each of you have said, you go to cross country meet, you've got all these other kids the same age. And I imagine that cross country meet start is a lot like your swim start. It's a lot of elbows being thrown and what have you. But what advice would you give to other high schoolers looking to get into the sport? What would be some words that would be helpful to them?
I think good time management skills. Like if it's like hard like balancing everything, but if you like kind of like not waste time in your day, I guess you could get a lot of stuff done and fit in a lot of training, but still get enough rest so that your body's recovering every night.
Wow, how old are you? That shows a whole lot of wisdom there. So congratulations on that. And what Jasmine, what do you have to add about time management and advice for people coming in?
Yeah, time management is like very important for a high school student, just like so you can also maintain your grades. But like I guess a piece of advice I have is just to enjoy the process because sometimes I especially like get like too caught up for like just like going too hard and like I can't find myself to just like kind of like breathe and just like see like how happy I am because like everything I'm doing.
Oh,
And that's you're following along with our with John's motto of and enjoy the journey.
Yes,
the
always.
club model. Yeah.
Always.
Jericho?
Well, yeah. kind of the same thing. You gotta smile because like I feel like probably many like high school athletes or athletes in general, like they can burn out just by doing a lot.
Oh,
you
that's
gotta
so
make sure-
smart. That is so
Yes.
smart.
Yeah,
Realize that.
gotta make sure you enjoy it.
And for everybody listening, reminder, Jericho is only 14 years old. That's pretty impressive there, sir.
Now, I imagine with all of you doing triathlon, this isn't going to be new, but it's an individual sport, but yet you don't do it alone. And I'm wondering, as you see each other on the course, and you're going in different directions, or maybe you're passing each other, how do you encourage each other in the race, or how do you acknowledge each other during a race?
Or do you not encourage each other at all? We just say,
They don't.
I gotcha.
Once they race, they don't know anybody. Once that thing whistle or bell starts,
Yeah.
they don't know anybody until the finish line.
Yeah.
They don't even see me on the course.
No,
While I'm
seriously,
yelling or,
seriously. Seriously though, guys, how do you support each other out on the course?
Okay, there's well, for me, I used to support my like siblings. I was trying to like nod my head or just like say hi, but none of them said hi to me back. So, but if I feel like because like I'm the eldest sister, if when I see Julia like struggling, like because her like chain was off, I stopped just to help her out. But now I'm a little more.
Yeah, but at least you don't go, yell at her on the way by, sucker.
No, Julia would just like leave me there. That's what she told me.
If I see Jasmine, I go faster.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Well, we're almost out of time, and Raymond, I want to go back to you. You must just be so proud of what your kids are doing and how well they're doing, but how much fun they're actually having.
correct. Yes.
That must be great. And I imagine you're looking forward to towing a start line with them for some other race down the road. What are you doing? What are you folks doing the rest of the year?
So I signed up next year for Salem 70.3.
Mhm.
I did it this year. I didn't have enough training, and I kind of want to do it again with the training. So definitely I'm gonna train this time. But that's it. I'm kind of limited with kind of, 170.3, a year or maybe a full in the future.
Yeah.
It's just, with their schedules and stuff, with
Mhm.
work and everything, it's just hard.
Yeah.
And
It's
for
just-
the, for
yeah.
the record, Raymond, most people, don't do sub-6 half Ironman like you just did. And you're saying, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't train much, and it turns in a 5:55.
Oh,
That's pretty awesome.
no,
Congratulations on that one as well.
I imagine you're drawing some inspiration from your kids. So maybe let's wrap it up on Raymond. What advice would you give to parents of kids of triathlon to keep them enjoying the sport like these three obviously are?
Yeah. Advice, because so I know what they wanted, that my kids wanted. They want to be pros and everything. And it was to a point that I was kind of I'm kind of peaking on what I'm doing.
Mhm.
So I have to step back a little because we can't do it. I can't balance being, I don't, I think I haven't reached my peak yet,
Mhm.
but by stepping back a little bit, giving them way, it's kind of saving me for a newer age group.
Right.
So I think right now I'm like on a 45, 49 age group. If I waited a little bit, I think I'm self-preserving myself, right? The knees, when you get old, obviously the knees, right? So I want to be healthy when I reach another age group to where they're already accomplished, and I can do it now. We just can't go at the same time. We can't. I have to follow them. I have to, it's just, I just have to step back.
Yeah.
Step
Well,
back a little bit. Obviously the expense, of the registrations and all,
Yeah.
you just have to you're willing to step back
Right.
because it's
Your
not going to work.
patience is admirable.
Yes,
your
yes.
patience.
He's just not going to work if both are peaking or, training prime.
Yeah.
So I step back a little bit. I know I'm just giving them a good foundation. Once they can do it themselves, then I'd be like, you know what, it's game time. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All
Oh, I
right.
love it. I love it. Well, and I think that is great advice. I mean, it is about the family and the family dynamics, and the
Correct.
kids are having a great time. And
Yes.
sometimes as parents, we got to take a step back. But maybe
Yes.
you're just giving them time to really catch up to you. So that.
Yeah.
Well,
And
this
then
is,
you're going to be doing, trying to catch up to them too. I'm
There you
sure.
go. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
I love this. You folks are so great. I love watching each of you race, all four of you race, and especially Jericho, Jasmine, and Julia. Just watching you improve every race, it really is exciting. And like I said, you're doing it with a smile. You're having a great time, and that's just so important. So thank you for getting on this spotlight. And this has been really good to get to know each of you a little bit more.
Okay, two
Thanks for
things. Were
having
y'all
us.
looking at Leah?
Yes, yes. Come here.
Okay, Leah,
Oh,
come on
that's
in
right.
here.
Come here. She's the grocery.
Yay!
Yeah, congratulations. You have done a fantastic job with your.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. How are you guys
And it-
doing?
We're doing fine. And once again, folks, the Gamboa family is just a wonderful part of our club.
Yeah.
We're glad and proud to have them in it.
Love it. Yeah. No, thanks so much. And thanks everyone for logging in. We had a good group tonight.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
fun.
yes. Thanks, John. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, for having us.
Later, folks.
All right.
See you at the race.
Yeah.
See you in the start line.
There you go.